Hello and welcome to the vlog. It's time to move on. I've been here in Weedon for 2 full days now. One rainy day, one not so bad day. It's nice today, blue skies, a little bit of wind, but basically sunny and warm. And so I shall potter on, not very far today I think, but let's move. The first thing I need to do is go and refill the water tank. It's only been a week since I last did it, but I like to keep on top of it. And in theory there is a water point, I suppose half a mile away, so if I can find it I will stop there. Right, off we go. Tick over of course, past the other moored boats, round a corner under a bridge and past the main Weedon Strait. Just a note, if you're ever passing, if you go up that path off the towpath up to the road, turn left and go down the bottom of the hill, there is a Tesco Express. A little bit expensive like all these convenience stores, but very, very handy. Lots of mooring all along here, but you've got the railway line, main line to London, as you can probably hear, immediately on the offside of the canal. I have stayed here overnight and you do learn to filter out the railway noise, but it is quite loud. Yep, there's the train. And this is Weedon Wharf. You must have to get used to it. There's a lovely smell of wood burning coming from that stove. Oh, it's glorious. This is unusual. It's the offside, but there are 14-day permitted moorings here, general towpath moorings. You do see it occasionally, but it's fairly rare in my experience. I guess the CRT must happen to own this bit of the canal bank. I often get asked, how do you turn the narrowboats around? And the answer is winding holes, one of which is this you're coming up to here, basically just wider bits of the canal, usually triangular shaped, to give you enough space to point the nose into the end of the triangle, wheel the back round and turn yourself round. And you get them every few miles or so, I suppose. Not all as big as this. This is quite a substantial winding hole. And it is winding, not winding, because the wind apparently can be used to help turn you, or used to be in olden days. So that's how you turn a narrowboat. The water point is supposedly just after this bridge. Well, I'm looking, but I see no water point. The lovely boaters and viewers of my vlog in the boat I just went past pointed out that the water point is behind these boats, which may or may not be queuing for it, so I may or may not stop depending on how long the queue is. Stopped. The one boat behind me is going to fill up and then it will be my turn, so that'll be about a 10 or 15 minute wait, which is entirely pleasant in the sunshine. And that's what narrowboating's all about. No hurry, just taking it as it comes. Right, hose connected up to the bow of the boat where the tank is. This will take about 10 minutes, I think. And this is fairly typical of quite a few water points. You can see this one's leaking out the tap, but also the entire thing's completely loose. That whole tap top is loose. Actually, I might be able to tighten that up. Anyway, it's doing the job. Plus, while I wait, a chance to watch the wildlife. Several swans gliding serenely up the canal. Wishing I had food for them, but I don't. Water done. Bit windy. Let us press on regardless. The 5 miles, I think it is, or so, to Gayton Junction. No locks, just a straight run, or a wiggly run in fact. The canal bends quite a bit. Regular viewers of the vlog, or just avid narrowboaters, will no doubt recognise this spot. Why, it is Rugby Boats, who of course I did a vlog with a while back all about buying boats from a broker. There's our man, there he is, giving a wave and a happy smile to the camera. Ah ha ha! How you doing? All right? Yeah, very well. Good, little boot. Stowe Hill Wharf. I was just saying how it all gets a bit twisty. Lots of blind corners, lots of overgrowth, lots of boats. Now ain't that just a grand spot to sit and watch the boats? Now that is a more typical winding hole, just a bit of a cut in to the side of the canal, giving you enough space to turn. You find a lot of them are actually covered in reeds and silt and muck and stuff, so it can be a bit hit and miss if you're a longer boat. You really are rather high up here. Morning. I do hope there's nothing coming the other way. I think I might have to give a blast on the horn. Phew. There's a theme emerging here. I believe through those trees is the village of Nether Hayford, but you can't see it. This is Hayford Wharf, and very pleasant it looks too. That must be Nether Hayford over there. I think I've come around the other side of it. Hayford Fields Boatyard and Marina. This is all very magical, isn't it? I presume these are to hold the bank back from rotting away. Just imagine having a winding hole at the bottom of your garden. That would be both amazing and awful at the same time. In the last half hour I've suddenly had a lot of boats coming the other way. A lot of them quite classic. And I think they're all coming up from Stoke Bruerne, where they held the Village at War event this last weekend. So I think all the boats are packing up and going now, and I'm meeting them all coming this way. It's a massive event with reenactors and boats and everything. Unpowered butty behind a powered craft. I wonder what this portent of doom is heralding. Find out round the corner, I suppose. Aha! Bridge repairs or something. This trip has definitely reminded me that 3 hours is about my canal limit. After that point I just get a bit grumpy. I want to stop for a cup of tea, and I know when I stop for a cup of tea I'll probably stop all afternoon. I'm getting to that point now, so I'm looking for somewhere to moor that isn't right next to the railway line. If I go on a little bit further, I'm hopeful I'll get a space around the next bend. It steers a little bit away from the railway, and hopefully I can find a spot to stop. Right, that'll do me for today, tonight, possibly tomorrow as well, actually. Can't escape the railway line, or the tractors, and the general farming machinery, but do you know what? It's quite a nice spot. Still getting a bit windy, so I'm going to call it a day. Cheerio!